cinema. I'm your host, Dano Holbert, and today we're talking about Marvel. Let's get the show started. Yeah, buddy.
Are you ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Woo! Hey, everybody. Welcome to Whiskey Cinema. I'm your host, Dano Holbert. As always, with me today, beautiful Brandon Rich, Jordan the Juggernaut. Today we're talking our top 5 Marvel movies. Let's get it, guys.
Yeah.
Damn right, yeah.
I'm pumped. It was hard. This was the hardest. This is the hardest thing I think I've ever done for Whiskey Cinema. Fuck you guys for letting me do this.
It was definitely harder than I thought it was going to be, being a huge Marvel fan. I was like, oh, easy. And then I started thinking and looking. I'm like, well, fuck, I got to pick 5 of these things.
And I'm like, oh, I'll put it in my honorable mentions. Next thing you know, I have every movie. And I'm like, all right, I'm good with that. Let's do that.
I know. I was like, honorable mentions. All of them? Can I do the rest of them?
All of them but Captain Marvel, right? Right?
Oh. Nope, even that's not. All of them but Thor Dark World. That's the only one
that's also
like,
rough.
You know what? We're all right without that one.
I mean, come on. Anything other than Iron Man 1 should not be a movie.
Yeah, we didn't need those other two.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to this episode. We're going to be doing our top 5 Marvel movies, like we said. We're also going to talk about some recasting we wish Marvel would have done, some characters we would like to see in this universe, and, we might just throw out a couple tidbits about Marvel. Just in a whole, we're getting excited for Black Widow, which is coming out next Friday to theaters. Gonna be crushing it. I just want to jump right into Marvel. Our top Marvel movies. This list right now, number 5. What is your guys' number 5? Let's go right into it. I don't know. Wait, man. I'm curious. I want to know.
Brand, you want to go first?
Yep. All right. I found my notes. Number 5 for me was Black Panther.
Ooh.
I don't know. I just didn't know where to put it, to be honest. My top 4, I did not know where to put. So I could swap it out at number 2 if I wanted.
Dude,
maybe by the end of the podcast, I will.
My list is the same. I'm like, I could put any of these top 5 in any order.
I have a clear number 1.
Well, okay. The 2 through 5 for me, because my number 1 is 100% what it is. But, the rest of it, though, I can just flip and switch, and it won't matter. It's the same. Like, they're all in my top 5 regardless.
So, I'll make sure I get in there. I wrote these down, and to be honest, I just kept them where I wrote them.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know where to put them.
Fair.
I'll sit there like, oh, well, I could put number 2 and number 3, move that one. I'm like, but also I really like that movie.
Right, though?
So Black Panther is Chadwick Boseman. It's Michael B. Jordan. They are perfect. Perfect. I got caught in reading shit.
You certainly did. You got derailed instantly.
I did. But they're perfect roles for each other or for them. I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, for me, I'm the same way. It's such a close race for all these movies. Black Panther was definitely up there for me. Killmonger, I saw the Disney Villains game. I took a picture and sent it to you guys, my boys, and said, you can play Killmonger in Disney Villains with the fucking crocodile scarring on his chest? I'm in, dude. I'm going to add another dot for every player I kill. Come at me. You're going to get it. Crazy side dreadlocks, the goat mask. Awesome. I love
just don't like that he's in the Marvel Villains game. He wasn't a villain. Okay?
It is weird.
He's misconstrued.
Well, wasn't he, though?
No, I'll say it. Not a villain.
Wanting to do the right thing.
In a wrong way.
Shitty person.
Right? I'll say it. He wanted to do the right thing in a terrible way, and that's okay. But he's not the villain.
Jordan has a fair point. Jordan Rich.
I
can rate him. I rated it for a reason. So yeah, Black Panther's number 5. Number fucking 5. because I like the other ones better. I got it.
Black Panther 1. Dude, first of all, this list is going to be controversial the whole time, so just buckle up. You guys just buckle up.
To be fair, Black Panther was one I debated on taking off for another movie, which we'll talk about in my honorable mentions.
Yeah,
absolutely. I want to jump in next. I was going to have Jordan go next. I want to jump in because Josh DeBoard, good podcast host, friend of the show. Hot take, Iron Man's overrated. Hot take, Iron Man's my number 5.
It's not a hot take, it's a dumb take.
Dude, I love Iron Man. The first one that started the universe. Robert Downey Jr. playing an alcoholic who's recovering, a playboy whose career was in the shitter. Jon Favreau, who's his buddy, brings him back up. No one else could play Iron Man to me. He's so good.
No. Dude, he was so Iron Man. They changed how Iron Man looked in the comics to look more like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, in the cartoons too. I saw like on the Disney Channel. Dude, I was like, Jarvis, where are we going here? Speak up to me. Like doing an impression of his voice. I was like, this is awesome. He is now Iron Man.
Yeah, it is one of the
ways they kill it at picking their characters, picking who's going to play.
Oh yeah, that's why if they fuck up the Fantastic Four and don't make the Krasinskis Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic, I'm gonna rage.
Dude,
okay? Just because you have your hopes so high, they're gonna just shit on you, man.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage in all the roles. We already talked about this. He's gonna
Nicolas Cage. There you go.
No.
Yeah.
Flame on.
Steven agrees Killmonger's a lot of fun to play as in that game. He also thinks Iron Man 2 and 3 sucked, which I think he's wrong. I think he's wrong.
I don't think I agree with Steven a lot on this. Iron Man 2 was okay. Iron Man 3 was really weird.
Well, here's the thing. I actually preferred Iron Man 3.
I'm the same. I preferred Iron Man 3 over 2.
But I still think they're bad.
Yeah.
To me, there's only one movie in the MCU that really sucked, and that was Thor: The Dark World.
Ooh.
Iron Man 2 and 3, they weren't good. They weren't bad, but they weren't good, and that's okay. There's a medium ground there, and Thor: Dark World was atrocious. It's the only one that truly sucked, to me, at least.
It's in my top 5. But I think Iron Man 2 for me might be worse.
Dude, if we do a top 5 worst Marvel movies, it'll be a good episode.
Yeah, that would
be. Iron Man 2 it set up my hopes because I loved Iron Man. I didn't love Thor. I liked Thor.
Mm-hmm.
So I was super pumped, and it shit on my hopes and dreams, really. Man, you guys
are that opinion. He left. We got some people
talking about how shitty Captain Marvel is.
We have Amanda checking in here. She says she loves Black Panther. Obviously, so good. Steven's on here. What's up, Steven? Yeah, that's for me, though, is Iron Man. And I went through the list with a bunch of different people. Kind of neat that really nobody had the same 1 and 2. A lot of good movies to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, Iron Man, the one that started it all, the Avengers Initiative with Samuel L. Jackson, who's another guy that they made look like Ultimate Marvel with Samuel L. Jackson. Then he played him on the screen. It wasn't that way before. They switched it. Very cool. Really liked it. But what is yours there, Jordan? What is your number 5? Top 5.
My number 5, I think she meant Steven, just so we know.
Okay, I don't know.
My number 5 is probably one that nobody else would put in their top 5, but it's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
See, I love this. It's so different.
You just wait till we get to our. That was the one I wanted to swap out Black Panther with. I couldn't choose.
Wow, cool.
I love these. I love Ant-Man. That whole the funny side of Marvel, and yet you still get awesome scenes, like big fights and stuff, which seems there wouldn't be in a fucking Ant-Man movie. Fun fact: Ant-Man was actually supposed to start the MCU, and then Marvel and Kevin Feige were like, I think we got to go Iron Man first. They had I can't remember who it was that had it. He had the whole story written out, and they took pieces of it and put it into Ant-Man. But for the most part, it was supposed to be Ant-Man that started the MCU, that kicked it off. And I thought they fucking killed it. Again, we're talking perfect casting. Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, amazing. But Ant-Man and the Wasp, you get the I'll say it, Ghost, also not a villain. Okay,
yeah.
Trying to survive any way she can. All right, it sounds terrible. She's not a villain, and
she's
I like Ghost
all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love Ghost, the character.
Yeah.
In the comics, she's an Iron Man bad guy. So I liked that they brought her over to Ant-Man because I thought it fit really well for the whole quantum verse and how everything worked out with her, like sickness, for lack of a better term. But I loved that movie. I liked it more than the first one, and I loved the first one.
I like Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. I think she killed it.
Yeah.
Plus, I really like her in anything she does almost.
The scene where she's showing off her lasers. He's like, "Whoa, you gave her lasers?" He's like, "Did you not have that when you made the suit?" "No, I did." You don't get any. When he's talking about his suit. Just hilarious. The little what's his name? Luis, I believe. His friend,
Michael Pena.
Yeah, Michael Pena. We've talked about this. We want him to recap when they start phase 5. They need to have him recap the entire phase 1 through 4 and just have him do it, because I think that would be hilarious, and make it like a short on Disney Plus for all I care. But I want it. Just throwing that out there.
Okay, so this is what happened, right? So I went to my friend Steven's house, and Steven came up to me. He's like, "What's up, dog?" I was like, "What's up, dog?" So he came through, and this guy with the wings flew by. I was like, "Oh, there's the Falcon dude, right?" So he goes by, goes, "Is he a bad guy?" "Nah, he's straight cool. He's cool. He's a good guy, right? He's a cool guy." So he came by. There's a taco guy. Some tacos. The Hulk came by, gave him another taco. Dude, that would be so funny to have two Slurpee machine guy narrate everything. I'm down. Sign the petition. I'm ready.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
all
I'd be so down.
Get it done, Marvel and Disney.
Yeah. Get on it. We have
pull.
We have pull, don't we?
Yeah.
Make a call, Dan.
I'm a stocks owner.
Yeah. Make a call, Brandon. Make a call to your uppers and say, "Hey,
I will.
Let's fucking get this done."
On hold for an hour before I get told to fuck off. I have a magical day.
Disney ears blocking our stream, and then it blacks out.
Yeah, right.
All right. I got to know what Steven's one movie is. He said there's one movie in Marvel Universe. He thought if he didn't watch, he would not have missed a thing. I got to know.
He's talking about Captain Marvel. Yeah. I know for a fact he's talking about Captain Marvel.
Yes.
I would bet money.
Stupid movie. You love things.
All right. Well, we'll go with my number 4.
Yeah, number 4.
Ant-Man and the Wasp almost pushed Black Panther out. It did. Until I put it at number 4. It pushed. I'll tell you what it pushed out. It pushed out Civil War. Just because I love Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Why the second one? Why not the first one?
It's just better.
Yeah.
I think the story's better. I think you have Evangeline Lilly coming out, and I really liked her as well. Yeah, I just fucking loved it.
I love Walter Goggins, who's the guy with the hairline that's pretty far back, and he's in a bunch vice presidents or something like that, or vice principals. Dude, so funny and such a crazy guy. That's reason enough for me to choose 2 instead of 1, because I love that guy.
And he played such a funny bad guy. Like, he thought he was all badass, and then Ghost takes the shit when they're in the restaurant. And I'm like, "Oh, you're not a badass at all. Like, you're a bitch, dude."
Yeah.
You're in
I watched a video with Paul Rudd. It had a couple of people, and the interviewer asks him, "What is the name of Thor's hammer?" And 2 of them are like, "It's Major," and then it goes to Paul Rudd. He's like, "Steven?" And I'm like, "Fuck, man! I hate that made me laugh so hard."
Number 4, then, since we've already been talking about the Wasp and dibbity-dobbity, I'm going to jump into Civil War. For me is my number 4, which is a tough one for me. But for fan service, to have all of the heroes there and not even fighting a main bad guy but each other was dope. The introduction of Black Panther, of Spider-Man as Bucky is not a bad guy but turning into a good guy but brainwashed still. Cool story at the very end when Iron Man and Captain Marvel are fighting, and he's like, "I got all these good reasons why we shouldn't fight," and he's like, "You killed my mom. Your reasons are invalid." And then they start fighting. I'm like, dude, I understand. Super true. I mean, if you find out someone killed your mom, you have to punch them. You have to fight them immediately.
And the whole turning point where like they think they've got him, and then again, what's his name? Zemo. The only bad guy to actually win.
So cool.
immediately plays that video, and it shows Bucky straight choking his mom out, and Iron Man's like, "Oh, motherfucker! Like you were right here the whole time." And the fight scene is one of my top fight scenes in all of movies, where it's the 2 versus 1. And when they're beating the shit out of Iron Man, throwing the shield back and forth, just whooping his ass, loved every second of it.
I was on Team Iron Man, though. Who wouldn't be mad at the dude who killed his parents? I like that they're bullying him.
I agree.
After he killed his fucking parents.
I agree. I'm still Team Cap.
You're in the right. You killed my parents. Fuck you, man. You're a jerk.
Here's the thing.
Bullying me.
I love the Civil War comic. I'm Team Cap from all the way back then. I will always be Team Cap for sure.
I'm Team Iron Man from that movie because I mean he killed his fucking. He has every right to be mad at Bucky. Everything else, I'm all about.
I think I'm Team Underoos. I don't care whose team Underoos is on. Underoos, and then he shoots.
That's why I love Spider-Man. It's my favorite superhero right there.
That made me laugh.
On screen, I had to get that Jergens again.
Dude, I feel like an old guy all the time referencing movies. When Spider-Man's like, "Hey guys, there's this really old movie about these spaceships," and they would wrap up the legs of these big walker things, and they'd fall over. You guys seen that movie? Like, you mean Star Wars?
I love how all the old guys are like super disappointed. They're just like, "Oh my god!" Like Don Cheadle, War Machine.
Where'd you get this guy?
Oh yeah, where? Like what? Where? He's like, hey man, he's good at what he does. I'm sorry. Love it.
No, that's my favorite. Number 4, pure fan service, and me like this the entire time in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like a kid. What is your number 4? There, Juggernaut.
Quickly, the scene where after they frame Bucky for bombing the UN building or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Black Panther tells Black Widow, like, I'm gonna kill him myself, like, don't even worry about it. And that chase scene through the streets of Germany, fucking just so good. And you get Bucky that takes that dude's motorcycle in one swoop and immediately starts riding the other way.
Yeah.
The cinematics in that movie were fucking amazing. So I applaud them for that. I agree. My number 4.
Hold on. I want to cap on what you said. I've been watching the Olympics with the fastest people in the world, and I want me to run really my hardest next to the Olympians. So, because no one appreciates how fast these people are.
Mm-hmm.
Until they're like, "Oh, Danny, if you can get half their time, dude, like 10 grand." I'm like, "Holy shit, I need that money. I owe dangerous people a lot of money." Go. And you just see me so far behind just to show you how amazing actual athletes are.
I've seen you try to touch a basketball rim. You're not making it in half their time.
Man, I'll have you know, my vertical leap is like an alligator's. It's pretty good. So you
jumped 2 feet off the ground and almost shattered both your ankles.
It's the best video. Best video of all time. My 4, I might get some slack for, but it's still in my top 5. And it's Thor Ragnarok.
Woo!
Why would you get slack for that?
Because it's not in my top 2 or 3. It's number 4. It's respectable.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
I personally love this movie. Yeah, I'll say it is for sure, like hands down, top 5, 100%. I love this movie. Taika Waititi should do nothing but direct Thor movies the rest of his life because they're fucking amazing.
I'm so excited for Love and Thunder.
I'm so excited for Love and Thunder. I love Korg, the introduction of Korg. Korg, and he's holding Meek, and he's like, "Oh no, he's dead. I'm just holding on." And he's like, "Oh, hey," and he's like alive. His voice coming out of this big rock monster, piss off ghost. Love it, dude. I love this movie.
Piss off ghost.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things about this movie is that Korg, he's in jail because he ran out of pamphlets. He's a giant rock dude who lost to paper.
He's trying to start a revolution by printing pamphlets and starting up an army. Ran out of pamphlets. They found him. His army was too small. They got arrested. Paper beats rock.
And I love he's like, little rock, paper, scissors joke for you.
And it turns out there's a lot hidden there.
Mm-hmm. Also, you get one of my
scissors.
Yep. You also get one of my favorite people on the planet, Jeff Goldblum. Playing a fucking and I fucking love Jeff Goldblum. I don't care what
The
you guys say.
Grandmaster.
I love him in this movie and in Jurassic Park. I think the dude's overrated.
Oh, God.
You get so much love for fucking what?
Dude, he's Jeff Goldblum. What do you mean?
I am an endearing.
Help, Danny. Your Jeff Goldblum sucks ass. Stick to Christopher Walken.
Yeah. What would Christopher Walken say? I gotta get you.
I like the
I
parents
love
fighting.
Jeff Goldblum and his little scene where he's got his cousin and he's like, all right, you've been pardoned from life, and then just fucking disintegrates him like. And he's like, oh, dude, it's on my feet. Like, get this out of here. He plays such an asshole, and I love it. You get Hulk with his gladiator armor, and that fight scene between Hulk and Thor, which two heavyweights. Every Marvel fan has wanted to watch this. They've seen it in comic books. Then you get it in real life, and it's fucking great. It just doesn't last long enough. Because I really want to see them fucking go at it. And I never got it, but it was okay. Better than your Dr. Evil. That is Amanda.
I'll have you know I have 2 comments on that video. One says not funny. So who's dumb now, Amanda?
What does the other one say? Dr. Evil sucks.
I agree.
It says also.
Also, Amanda, you shouldn't call someone an idiot by saying he's an idiot. I saw your comment earlier.
Can't take that back.
Can't take that back.
Okay. Oh, what a mistake you made, y'all.
But yeah, so it's in my top 5 for sure. It's number 4 because.
So you just assume it's going to be higher on our list.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, especially.
We'll see. But I have a feeling you might be wrong.
Yeah.
So anyway, my number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
The first one?
The first one. I love the second one. I love the opening scene. I think the rest of the movie doesn't keep up with the opening scene. When Baby Groot's dancing, it's some of the best shit Marvel's done.
So fun.
You have such a hard place to go when you're that high at the beginning. For me, it dipped a little. Dancing. But I mean, it has some amazing parts. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
All right.
The first one, to me, is just better.
This is where I will. I guess I'll wait. The first one I love, Guardians of the Galaxy, is one I love. It's my favorite series out of everything. James Gunn, who's doing the new Suicide Squad that's coming out, I think, in a month, is perfect to do bad guys who don't want to be friends that have to go and do good things. He does Dungeons and Dragons with aliens, so he does a great job at it. I loved it so much. Not to harp on against yours, but I'm going to agree with you. My number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. There's very few sequels I like more than the first. I like the second one.
Wait, you never seen Shrek 2? What?
Man, I mean, they killed Mama Bear. I saw that.
It's the pinnacle of animated movies, not only sequels. Jeez.
This is what I'll miss. This is the things I'll miss.
Oh, we should talk about that too before we get too far in.
Constantly bringing up Shrek 2 is one of my favorite jokes, running gags on
Well,
this
you
show.
can always comment and just fucking say Shrek 2. It'll be the new Mortal Kombat because you're not here.
No,
Done.
come on.
Done. I'll throw in a Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 2, so they make it like you did Mortal Kombat, just saying it, they made a movie. Like, whatever your next movie is, you should just comment it all the time.
I'm just going to say it. It'll come to life because that's what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'll say it now. I'm going to take a break from the show for a bit. Just life and things of that nature. Trying to get back straight and on the straight and narrow, I guess, for lack of a better term. Just busy. And I feel like I'm not being able to do as much with the podcast as I want to do. And I don't want to ruin it for the fans. You know what I mean, guys? But I'll be back for sure. If you guys will have me, like I said.
And he'll be in our comments just giving us shit still.
Obviously. I have to.
I think it's the new haircut, man.
Yowza.
I didn't know I was your hero, but that's
Dude, the best part is my sons the next morning when I woke up, they'll go tell their mom they want their hair cut like dad, and so she cut it today, just like mine.
They felt so bad for you. Look at that, he's so goofy. I don't want him to be alone.
Could be, in all honesty, but I loved it as a father. For them to be like, I'm gonna look like dad. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, you're the best. Love it.
Absolutely.
They start putting on like fake hair on their chin, like, look, I'm dad. I forgot to pick up milk from the grocery store. You're like, stop. Okay, only compliments.
They'd be like, Oakley, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm like, okay, guys, what are we doing here?
Don't tell your mom about this. Wait, what did you say? What was the? That's so funny.
Top. Or I did 3, right?
So was your 3 Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Yeah. So I wanted Guardians of the Galaxy on here. I didn't want to destroy the list over it because I do love the series so much. But the second one was awesome. Kurt Russell as his dad. And like we said, if somebody kills your mom, you fight him right then, which is exactly what you had to do in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. When he's finally bonding with his dad, and he goes, I loved your mother. And I hated the day I had to put a tumor in her head. And when he says that, and he's like glazed over. He's like, wait, what'd you say? And then he starts. I was like, yep, yeah. That's all it takes.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Guardians made you cry. We are Groot.
That was a great scene. So good.
Best Vin Diesel line ever, right there.
Not family, because I feel like family is also a pretty good Vin Diesel line.
I don't.
Yeah, it would be if you didn't say it 80 times a movie.
Yeah,
he says 3 words in Fast and the Furious 2. Family. Let's go.
Whether you win by an inch or a mile, winning's winning. You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah, that took 90 takes.
Yeah, you have no idea how hard.
One word at a time, they spliced it.
Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon, one of my all-time favorite performances ever, because he fucking is amazing at this little alcoholic raccoon that's a piece of shit.
So good.
Dave Bautista, I feel, stole the movie in both movies.
Dude, Drax,
especially too.
Yeah, his when he gets swallowed by that thing and he's fucking, and then when he gets split out after Gamora fucking slices, he's like, I single-handedly killed the beast. Like, I was like, fucking amazing. His whole learning the art of standing so still,
dude,
which I believe is in yeah, I believe it's in the Avengers movie, and yet still so hilarious. Like, David was a perfect choice as Drax, who in the comics was basically created to kill Thanos, which I thought was pretty cool. Which he does in the comics multiple times, but the fact that when they fought Thanos, he didn't really do much. I was like, oh, okay, Marvel, you could have given him a little extra there, but that's fine. I get it.
Batista, he's done playing Drax.
I heard about that.
I'm sad, which is weird because he loved James Gunn. James Gunn wrote John Cena's part for him in the new Suicide Squad 2. But he's turned it down, which is funny because then he went and got John Cena, and I laugh because there's always wrestling comparisons.
Right.
Well, the part that I didn't get the most about this was he was the one who was so vocal when Disney fired James Gunn. He was like, "Look, I won't do it unless James Gunn's on behind in the director's chair behind the camera." And now he's just like, "Nah, I've had enough." I'm like, "What are you fucking?" First of all, you'd still be making shitty B movies if it wasn't for James Gunn. You fuck.
The article said that I read, which might have changed. One thing he said was the reason he doesn't want to play him is because he's getting old and he has to take his shirt off all the time and he can't stay in that good of shape anymore. So I don't know if that was like super legit, at least the one I read, that he's not going to do it anymore, as much as he is like, dude, it's hard for me to stay in shape. I'm 50.
Well, he's still going to do it because he's under contract, but I think once his contract ends, he wants them to kill off Drax in a good, honorable way.
Yeah, which he was only signed on for the 3 movies, 5, including the 2 Avengers movies. Yeah. But he was only his contract ends with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So,
which is a bummer.
Yeah. Right though.
God, but he wants to go do those zombie movies. He wants to just have a bunch of those. Yeah. He said he wants those to be as Fast and the Furious. I bet it was fine, but first of all, nobody wants Fast and the Furious.
It's true. Why is
already planning for 11 and 12? Fuck off.
Yeah, right.
10.
We gotta get to Walker 3.
Jesus Christ.
Just because we haven't done it yet. Mine is Winter Soldier. Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Dude,
Is
great
Captain
pick.
America the best trilogy?
Yes. Hands down.
Which is cheating a little bit with Civil War because it's kind of the Avengers.
It's basically an Avengers movie labeled under Captain America.
You want the best trilogy. I see you, Cap.
But to be fair, you've also got the third Ant-Man movie coming out. You've got the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie coming out, which are two solid fucking movies. The Ant-Man's two solid movies. So there's a chance it might not be. Thor could have been if the first one wasn't so mediocre.
Well, what we do is if he makes another Thor after this one, then we count that as the trilogy and ignore the first two.
True. That's true. I agree. 100%. I'm down with this. But yeah, I loved Captain America Winter Soldier. Bucky Barnes is one of my favorite characters in the comic books. Him and his captainship or relationship with Captain America, going back when they were kids, and then both ended up getting basically the same thing. Winter Soldiers was the Russian version. Steve's was the Captain America's version. But his whole like brainwashed programmed assassin and going through that where Cap is like, no, like you're my friend, like fucking do it. At the end when he's like, all right, finish the job. And Bucky can't do it. I was like, there's conflict. Like I just loved the character itself, and Sebastian Stan is one of my favorite people on this planet. Have you guys ever heard about this guy? He's a good dude outside of movies and equality and all that shit. Like he stands up for all that shit, and he killed it in Falcon Winter Soldier. Did you guys watch that whole series?
I'm actually watching it now.
Yeah, I loved it.
I don't want to put any spoilers out there.
Don't.
Brandon hasn't seen it, but I will say it's a good series that I feel like they chickened out at the end. No Falcon intended.
Actually, I have heard that. I heard the ending was great.
I thought so too, but still like the series. You guys watching Loki?
No. Dude.
Once I finish Winter, I'd wait for them to have some episodes out because I got a lot of free time.
Dude, I got theories, bro. I got multiverse theories, quantum realm theories, bro.
It doesn't matter. He's on the podcast.
All right.
Me too.
Fine. We'll start our own podcast. Loki.
So in a couple of months, you can ditch that one too.
Oh, Quattro Lokis, we'll call it. It'll be great. Before we get into our top 1 and 2, and we're also going to discuss some characters that we wish are in the Marvel Universe soon. We're going to take a quick break, brought to you by The Buzz. Thank you so much for sticking around. We'll be right back right after this. Send those Dr. Evil videos to Amanda. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Whiskey Cinema. We're talking about our top 5 favorite Marvel movies, talking about some exciting casting news in shows that are coming out soon. We were just talking about Loki. They're killing it with that. They're doing a series of Hawkeye, which looks fun. They're doing a She-Hulk. And one that I saw was cool is Oscar Isaac, who played, is it Poe in Star Wars?
Poe in Star Wars, Poe Dameron.
And he's playing Moon Knight, which is a fun, psychotic, kind of like a Batman with superpowers who's given powers by a moon god, and such an interesting character. And I'm glad they're getting like a great actor to do it.
And if they weren't making that movie, that would have been my answer to the question. But they are. So I had to think of something else.
Spector is a great character. He has schizophrenia. In the comic books, at least. So he has like multiple voices in his head. And Moon Knight as a character is really fucking cool because he really is like Batman. But with schizophrenia. So like what Batman... Yeah, well, okay, but way more aggressive.
Not proven,
Batman, yeah.
So he's like the Red Hood.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
See, I know things.
Boy, is it this one? Before we get into 1 and 2, we should get into our few questions.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Spit into my mouth.
All right, ask the questions.
I had a question for the podcast, and I said,
Okay.
what is a character in the comic books, other movies that you want brought to life in the MCU? Whether they've already been made by Fox or whoever else had the rights, but you want to see it where it belongs, which is home.
I'll go first.
Go for it.
I think it'd be awesome if they brought Batman in. I couldn't even get through that without laughing. So I don't know if you guys know about Batman.
Terrible.
No, they've already done him, but they did shitty. It's Dr. Doom.
Oh, very good.
Oh,
Who?
sorry, I was gonna cry a little. Dr. Doom?
Yes, Victor Von Doom. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Victor Von Doom. No,
Yeah.
Dr. Doom.
Dope.
I love him as a villain. I thought they really shit the bed with him. I hear rumors they're going to bring him in. I'm fucking stoked.
Yeah.
I really wish they will. He's one of my favorite villains in Marvel. So
He is
Doom.
the Marvel villain. Okay.
he is. He's really good.
If you have read comics, he has the power, learns the power, whatever it is, to be the Marvel villain, like the main guy, badder than Thanos, badder than Kang the Conqueror,
More handsome than Iron Man.
more handsome than Iron Man, smarter than Reed Richards. Fucking so stoked for Fantastic Four to come out, because I really hope they cast him properly and do him properly and do him justice, like they.
They're going
do
to
in
make
the
John Krasinski Dr. Doom just to really piss you off.
I would be so in. I would be
I
so
would too.
in with that.
Here's Dr. Doom. Ready? I'm gonna take over the world, I guess.
Kinda.
I'm okay with it. Because he's I want my Batman sometimes, you know?
My favorite part about Dr. Doom is he hates Reed Richards because he was slighted by him one time in college. So, man, fuck that guy. I'm gonna do everything I can to be better than that guy.
That's why he's Michael Jordan of the Marvel villains, because he carries that chip on his shoulder and just fucking goes. He's big fucking
Goddamn right. Goddamn right.
Looks like
No,
LeBron. You
were. It's true.
True.
I'm a Laker
What about
fan.
you, Brandon? Or I'm sorry, not Brandon. What about you,
I would
Jordan?
never diss his ability, but God, he's a bitch.
Well, so mine's a collective, but more specifically two. And I know it's coming. I just want it now. And that's the X-Men. Okay. More specifically, Rogue and Gambit. I have said it before. I am an X-Men fan to my core. They are what got me into comics. They were what got me into Marvel. Rogue and Gambit are probably my top two favorites ever. Love Rogue as a character. I think she has a crazy power you can really work stuff with. I've heard rumors that she's the villain in Captain Marvel 2.
I've heard that too. So
Fucking hoping so. I will lose my
maybe
mind.
that'll make that movie better.
Yeah, she kills Brie Larson.
Especially
maybe
if
they'll
you do it-
Pac-Man or whatever the fuck her name is.
Especially, no, please God, no. I fucking hated it. Hated it. You had one of my favorite characters. I was like, oh shit, they're making a movie. I get to see Rogue and Gambit. There was no Gambit, and they gave me Anna Paquin as Rogue. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like 8 years old, and I was like, what is this bullshit?
You didn't like Wolverine Origins with Taylor on there doing
Ugh, terrible.
Hey, they killed my Deadpool that way too. I was upset. That movie upset a lot of fans for different reasons.
I know Channing Tatum was up for Gambit for a little, or wanted a Gambit movie for a little bit, but that's been twisted. It sounds like
he had been basically signed on as Gambit, and they've been trying to make this movie for upwards of 6 to 7 years.
It was forever.
Yeah,
and it got stuck in that little section of Hollywood that people want to make it, but nobody wants to put the money up for it because whoever was in charge of it didn't have a good story. And I'm like, they gave me Gambit in, I think it was Origins, like you had said, and I didn't mind it, but I was just like, that's not Gambit, man.
He was the best part of the movie, and it still was a mediocre part. That movie was.
I still think Deadpool was, but whatever.
He wasn't even Deadpool. He was Wade Wilson, and then he turned into that thing. Fucking terrible. With Cyclops eyes and gross. Hated it.
Hated
Hated it.
Dude, I'm excited for it. Might be the villain of Miss Marvel. The character that I've been wanting them to make, I can't be too mad. Most of the characters I like, they've made pretty well. Like Deadpool, I never thought they'd be able to pull off. They did a great job with that. With Doctor Strange, who I might mention a little bit later, we'll see. It seems impossible to make a movie about somebody who can instantly solve problems with Latin verses you don't understand. Did a great job. For me, it's Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. A relatively new character who has a power, is like kind of like Elastigirls from The Incredibles, but she can also enlarge her spots or her fist to be the size of a microwave and hit you with it. But she's just a Pakistani teenager living her life in school. So it's like very Spider-Man feel, where he's a kid in high school, but he's also a superhero trying to do stuff. When I first found out about this character, really liked it. She named herself Miss Marvel after Captain Marvel, who's her favorite superhero, her only flaw. And rumored to be in the new Captain Marvel sequel. We don't know yet, but I hope it's true.
Maybe that'll make it better.
For it.
Her power, she is an Inhuman, which if you're not familiar with the Marvel comics, Inhumans are kind of like X-Men a little bit, but where they get their powers through a mysterious sickness, I guess, called the Terrigen Mist, where
it's like a crystal.
Yeah, you have this gene inside of you that if you get hit with this mist, or if this mist gets brought onto you, you basically become like a cocoon, and then you're born an Inhuman, and you have a special power. Hers was the ability to become embiggened, which is what they call it in the comics, where she can make her massive fist. And instead of like just being able to like make it that size or stretch really far, if she becomes big, she actually like her strength goes up. It's not just like she is bigger; she actually becomes like stronger. Or if she's smaller, she becomes like she adapts.
Man.
Yeah, no, but it's true. Like, so I thought that was pretty cool. I agree. I love Ms. Marvel as a character. In the comics, she was Ms. Marvel, and then got confronted by Captain Marvel, and then she they got in a fight, or not like with each other, but they helped each other in a fight. And then she's like, "Yeah, you're right. You are Ms. Marvel," and she like gave her the title because that was Captain Marvel's old, which I thought was cool.
No,
I hope
the character in the comics, Captain Marvel in the comics is really cool. I wish they'd recast her. Let's move on to our number 1 and number 2 of our top 5 Marvel movies. I'll go first if you like. For me, it was tough. We mentioned some of the ones that I had on like my side list of movies I liked. Thor Ragnarok for me was right up there. I had that as my number 2, but we already talked about it, so I'll talk about one I had on the side, which is one I watched again recently, and I've never fallen in love with the cape more, and that is Doctor Strange. We talked about movies we didn't think we would like, and when I saw Benedict Cumberbatch, I said, I'm definitely going to watch this movie. I'm going to watch it. I like me some Cumberbatch. I watched the movie, and maybe because I had low expectations, I was like, this movie is damn near, I mean, I'm not going to say perfect, but one of the best Marvel movies where he does something, the warnings are at the end of the book, and at the end of the movie, they say, don't text while driving. They say it at the end of the story because he smashed his hands up in that crazy fast, like careening canyon drive he was doing when he fell off. Dude, I really like Doctor Strange, and I didn't think I would. So I had to at least mention it, but I'm keeping it as my number 2, man. I love Doctor Strange. I try to get people to watch it all the time.
I love Doctor Strange too. The comics, Stephen Strange. When this was one of those movies as well, like you had said, where you heard it was coming out, and you're like a comic book fan was like, really? You're gonna go Doctor Strange, huh? Oh yeah, I guess. Fucking do it, sure. Because in the comics, it's so fucking weird. Like, it's weird in the movie. It's fucking 10 times weirder in the comics. And I was like, yeah, fucking do it. And they killed it. I agree. I love that movie.
He seemed like he liked the movie. It was better than I thought it'd be. But if we were doing an overrated episode, there's no way this movie wouldn't be on the top 5.
See, I love it. I would put it as an underrated movie. I love the movie.
I agree. I think underrated too.
Dude, the bad guy is...
It got great reviews.
What?
Caecilius?
Reviews. It might be one of the highest rated Marvel movies.
Did either of you have it as your top 5? As number 2 or number 1?
I have it.
I just told you I would put it as my overrated, so obviously it's not my top 5.
there's
I
so
had
many
it as an honorable
parts in this
mention.
that made it different for me from other Marvel. All the Marvel movies are like Ant-Man's funny. The Hulk is a romantic superhero movie. Avengers is an action. Captain America is a war military one. There's different genres. And for Doctor Strange to make me interested in magic as well as it did in a universe where there's science and everything else, I was like, dude, this is awesome. I saw so many cosplays of the Cape at a Comic-Con. I was like, yeah, love this. It was so
Did
cool.
they wipe your tears? Because they should have.
Did they grapple you and try to hold you away from doing stuff? It was one guy was Doctor Strange, one guy was the Cape, like with a black suit over his face, and just followed him.
Hilarious.
I
awesome. Love the Cape when he's like, when the Cape like wipes it, he's like stop. Stop. Like, he keeps like going for it, like hilarious.
It's like the rug in Aladdin. He's just your boy.
What were you saying about the bad guy though? Caecilius, aka
so Mick Mickelson, and then the main bad guy, which is Dormammu. I've come here to negotiate or barter or whatever it is. I've come to bargain. So the best thing you can do, and I won't mention shows that got cowardly on this, Falcon, Winter Soldier, you have to make a villain that is bad, but has parts you agree with. He said, hey, dude, the Ancient One is delving in this dark shit he's telling you not to touch. And they're like, whatever, I don't believe you. She was. She absolutely was. Same idea with some good villains. Killmonger's like, what's wrong with helping our people who are suffering across the world? Like, goddamn, I don't know. It's a good point. So when you have a villain that you identify with a little bit, Thanos, right? Is overpopulation a problem? Yeah.
Killmonger.
I was in that pandemic. I was essential. Yeah,
right.
If that could happen and I survived, I would get it. I'd be like, yeah, Thanos is right. You know how nice it was?
So nice.
Dude, it was so nice driving.
Yeah. Dude.
I'm driving around at 5 o'clock. What rush hour?
Exactly. I was like, this is fucking great. Keep all those non-essentials at home where they belong, working on the phone.
Hour I got was with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
Right. The best kind of rush hour.
That was nice. I agree. I was agreeing with Thanos on that. I snapped my fingers when they all came back. Like, thank you guys.
Why'd you do it once?
Ruby, Sapphire. I grabbed an emerald and I'm like, nothing. Didn't work for me.
All right, so that's my number 2, though. Let's keep it rolling. Yeah, Doctor Strange, I really liked it. I think I chose it a lot because it was underrated to me. I don't think.
Right, and speaking of Thanos, my number 2, Endgame.
Oh,
solid choice.
I loved it. I mean, what's not to love? There's not a bad part of this movie.
No,
I agree. Orbital bombardment.
Captain Marvel, you're right, is the worst part probably, but they don't show her a lot, and that's perfect.
Saving grace.
No.
I love you 3000. Come on.
You didn't lose your shit when she fucking sees Peter Parker down. She says, hey, Peter Parker, I heard you got something for me. Come on.
I was too busy getting excited that Peter Parker was on the screen again. I love Spider-Man.
I did not mind her in this movie. She was a powerhouse. She was the bouncer they called in. That's fine. I like when she was fighting Thanos and she was stronger than him. He's like, whoa. And he switches the stones and blasts her in the face. I was like, dude, props. That's a great scene.
I also didn't hate Captain Marvel. I just like to stir the pot. Fun.
You're just like, what do you mean? Fuck her, right?
I'll just add a pinch of dis in there. Throw some shade.
A little hate bay.
A little shade. Throw some disc and a little bit of shade in here. No, I loved Endgame, like you said. What's not to love? It's got the action. It's got comedy.
Got everybody jumping out of portals.
Oh my! Tell me you did not freak the fuck out when you heard "On Your Left."
The whole theater was applauding.
This is what I want to do. Because this is your last episode, Jordan, for a minute until you come back as a guest. You come back full time when you're ready. I want to know the scenes that because you're an emotional guy. You're a tough guy, but when you cry, you cry. I want to know how many times you cried during Endgame, and I want to know the parts that you cried at Endgame. Because I can think of 3 that I'm pretty sure you did, but I don't know. Maybe more, maybe less.
We all know when Iron Man died.
I'm not going to lie to you. You say I'm emotional. If something happens that I'm like super proud of, I'll fucking cry. When Cap got Thor's hammer.
Huh?
For
Okay,
sure.
what?
Oh, that was a
On
dope
your
ass.
Hold on. Before you go, Brandon, I want to make a bet with you right now for a shot. That's crazy what you're doing right now, by the way. Making a
like
Dr. Pepper.
I like it.
You don't waste cups, man.
Over or under 6 times for Jordan crying. Loser takes a shot on live air right now.
Fuck, and he's doing all the proud moments?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
You know what? You got to, first of all, you got to say 6.5.
Okay, 6.5.
That's how you had to do over-unders. I'm going to go under.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to go
God,
right
now
at
you
6.
got So Captain America getting Thor's hammer.
So I'm emotional. That was so good.
Dude, fuck you.
It was
I
awesome. I agree. Amazing.
On your left, because Cap is
Mhm.
he's almost fucking like he's done, but he's still willing to fight no matter what. And then that whole thing happens. I bawled.
Sure.
Iron Man dying, of course.
Ooh, I was gonna save that as a trump card. Okay.
The scene with Spider-Man as Iron Man's dying. I'm gonna cry right now. Think about it. Dude, it's rough, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, what scene was more powerful? That scene or in Infinity War where he's fading?
Nope. Fuck off. We're not even gonna talk about that. I don't want to go, Mr. Stark. No fucking thank you. No thank you.
God. That's why I love Spider-Man, and that's why I love Tom Holland.
Oh, he's so fucking
Also,
good.
go check him out in the lip sync battle. He's amazing in it.
Yes. For the fifth one, it's Iron Man's funeral when the I Love You 3000. I'll say it as a parent. That shit got me.
Okay.
Iron Man's funeral. I'm gonna double this one. Iron Man's funeral and the scene where Happy is talking to Morgan, and he says, he's like, "What's your favorite food?" And she says, "Cheeseburgers," and he's like, "Yeah, your dad liked cheeseburgers too." And then
you can have all the cheeseburgers you want.
Yeah, fucking the fact that Happy Hogan was Iron Man's best friend and he took on the responsibility.
He was combining them. He's at 6, but he will be at
7. But that's fair.
I'm so nervous about this.
I'm not. I already know. He's probably going to say when Black Widow died.
100%.
So it's yours to Marvel, man, for making Eames cry so goddamn much.
You're like Kevin Smith. I like it. I'm not mad.
Dude, I'm not afraid. That's the thing is I am not afraid in the slightest to let people know. I won't lie. Infinity War, about 2/3 of the movie, I was in tears. My wife was on my left, and I was just kind of watching like this, so she wouldn't have to see me cry.
It on your left.
Yeah, I see what you did.
The tough breathing, like I've seen really tough guys, and they go like this. When they do that breath, I'm like, I'll be over here if you need me, bro.
There's a more perfect death scene for such an iconic character than I Am Iron Man and snaps his finger.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Because it's another tie-in of the first one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's how
there's a couple scenes here where I got teary-eyed, but
it's how the MCU and Iron Man came to be with that I Am Iron Man line, and it's how it ended. Fucking glorious. Rob brings up another good point. Iron Man seeing Spider-Man for the first time after coming back in the middle of a fucking fight, drops his fucking head armor and just gives him a hug.
He's like, what's the big deal? And he's like, dude, like, you're my kid, and I thought you were dead.
Yeah, fucking amazing. Yeah, there was a lot in that movie. I'll admit.
All right. Dude, awesome. I love hearing that. That's so good. Well, now you have a lot to live up to, Eames. What is your number 2 since Brandon's like stolen the show with saying, which I thought would be our number 1s. So it's pretty interesting.
Oh, no.
Speaking of crying, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm Mary Poppins Jaws. He's saving his life.
As a father, that was fucking rough.
You may be a but I'm your daddy.
Yondu's line
that hits.
About he may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And his realization that Yondu was the father that he was looking for, and Yondu's death, Yondu's sacrifice. I was like, oh my god, I loved that movie. I thought it was better than the first one. The soundtrack.
What's your number 2?
Number 2 is better than the first one.
No, but I'm asking if this is your number 2.
Yes, this is my number 2.
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is my number 2.
So I'm on my own here with the Guardians ones. But I'm not mad. I ain't even gonna try to argue because I think they're both amazing. And it was one I begrudgingly left off my top 5.
That's fair.
Name a bad character in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 besides Taserface, which is instinctually bad because Rocket Raccoon's speech about saying, hold on, you're telling me you wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and you say, hey, look, there I am. I'm Taserface.
Yeah. Fucking laughing his ass off.
Dude, so good.
I don't think there was a bad one. I liked Mantis came to be in, I think her character really grew in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She became much more of a member of the Guardians, which is obvious because she had been with them.
Thanos to sleep, bro.
Yeah.
I like that they add Nebula more. Maybe really like her. Plus, I'm a big fan of Karen Gillan from Jumanji.
So awesome.
I really like her.
The relationship growth between those two in that movie, between Gamora and Nebula, amazing. Karen Gillan, who plays basically a robot with a few living parts, plays it fucking great. Like her voice is very monotone, not very much emotion. You wouldn't be able
to tell that that's her.
You have no fucking clue.
My wife didn't know, and she loves Jumanji.
You need to hear her talk in real life, and she has like a Scottish accent. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You never fucking know.
A redhead that's an awesome Jumanji expert, and then she plays a killer robot, and she's on Doctor Who. Like, nerds unite.
I think Guardians, I don't know if there's a bad character in any of those movies. Not one.
No, I agree.
Just the directing.
Flawless. I told you guys you might be able to make Black Panther move up on my list. Well, you didn't. I'm actually going to bump Black Panther off the top 5. I'm going to put Guardians there.
Fair enough.
As your number what? What are you putting him at?
Number 5. Guardians 2 will be number 5.
Okay.
I think one reason I love Guardians 1 so much is that might have been my movie, that and Ant-Man, that I wasn't really expecting to be good.
Yeah.
It just fucking blew my expectations out of the water.
Yeah. And if you're a comic book fan and you hear Guardians of the Galaxy, if you've read any of these, you're like, this is what you, of all the things.
One of the things I knew, I was like, really? All right. Yeah. I'm in.
I was like, you're going to have Warlock. You're going to have, I know. Well, yeah, you had Adam Warlock, which was teased at the end of the second one.
Along with 9 other things.
Yeah. I was like, are you going to have a guy wearing a fucking like Native American headdress and a loincloth be a cosmic archer in Yondu? Because that's what he looks like in the fucking comics. And then you see him.
I'm sure they'll touch him up a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Politically correct.
That's what I said. I was like, this is the one. You're going to, yeah, fucking sure. Bring it. Show me what you got, Marvel.
There's a scene where he goes into the pawn dealer shop. He goes, yeah, I'd really like that, whatever it was, like a jeweled like crustacean or something. He's like, I'd like to put it on my dashboard. He's like, haha, you're kidding. He's like, no, he's not kidding. He's like, so anyways, just like, so we got some blah 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 blah. So we can blah 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 blah. Dude, I think about that all the time. About when somebody's talking, you're like, listen to my question. I don't need anything else from you. Answer what I said. Blah 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 blah. Sir, this is really cool. Blah blah blah. Dude, I love that part so much. It makes me laugh every time I see it.
I agree with you, Brandon. Michael Rooker is amazing.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen Love and Monsters, check it out. Michael Rooker's in it. He's fucking awesome. That movie's fucking great. It's
very good.
I've already seen it about 3 times because I just fucking loved it.
Dude, that was my Whiskey Wednesday that I recommended. Was that one?
It was my Whiskey Wednesday that I recommended.
Fuck yeah. What? Weird. Let's get into our top 1. I'm excited for our
I'll start. What do me and Quentin Tarantino have in common? We both think Thor Ragnarok is the best MCU movie.
It's a good one.
Definitely a solid fucking choice.
It's really
good. I put this movie in my top 10 all-time movies.
Yeah.
I've seen this one a fuck ton. I absolutely love this movie. I watched an interview with Tom Holland where he said that this is his favorite MCU movie as well. And he said it's also Quentin Tarantino's. That means Quentin Tarantino watches Marvel movies, which means he's probably seen Spider-Man, which means he could have liked it, which means I could be in a Quentin Tarantino movie. And I absolutely fucking loved that.
Oh, that's what Tom Holland said, Danny.
That's what Tom Holland said. He said that in an interview. It's like, that's why you're fucking Spider-Man, dude.
Yeah, right? Fucking great. Just nerding out over people.
Yeah.
He seems like your buddy that succeeded too fast. And you're like, Jesus Christ, Jordan, you're playing Moon Knight? And you're like, I guess so. And you're in it. And you're like, what's going on? You're like, just taking pictures with Mark Ruffalo all day. Like, you must have lunch with me. I'm like, that's dope. You're like, right? He seems like just a down-to-earth guy.
But yeah, I mean, there's not much we have to say about Thor other than, to me, it was not hard to pick my number one. It is Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Respect.
Dude,
I guess you were right. It's on everybody's list.
I'm gonna take my drink with you right now because that was my number one as well. I have a backup if no one talks about it, which we have not yet. But I loved it for Chris Hemsworth, who is instinctually, he's like the Ryan Reynolds we did last week. One of the best looking dudes on the planet, works really hard. Also, you don't hear about how funny he is. He's funny, which is infuriating, but also awesome. Like, you can't put a guy down for being funny and going to play Hulk Hogan soon. But so funny, this movie.
And
great.
Stronger, just built like a brick shit house.
What you gonna do, brother? That's a brick shit house I want to fuck.
Cheers to Ragnarok.
Yeah, cheers to Thor Ragnarok.
I love that movie. I just showed it to two people that had never seen it before. Not big Marvel people. Loved it. They go, this movie's really good. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I agree.
Taika Waititi, bro. Watch every movie he directs. You will never be disappointed.
Yes.
Jojo Rabbit also.
Jojo Rabbit. Fucking amazing. Love that movie.
It is Scarlett Johansson's best movie, which to me isn't hard.
Until Black Widow comes out.
Which, are you guys excited about Black Widow?
Yes. 1,000%.
I am now, dude.
I am, because it's a Marvel movie and they haven't produced a bad movie.
Oh, you get Taskmaster, you get Red Guardian. How could you not be excited for these two ridiculous characters being in a fucking Marvel movie? I'm stoked.
Out of theaters today.
I would go to David Harbour from Stranger Things and her sister, which I can't remember the name of, but she was in Fighting with My Family and really always been impressed by her. And she's such a good head on her shoulders. When she has a movie, I watch it too. And it's got two people I want to watch, let alone ScarJo and whoever else they've got in there.
You're not making a good name for yourself. Florence Pugh is her name from Fighting with Family. And then Rachel Weisz is also the other woman you forgot.
Yeah.
From The Mummy.
From The Mummy.
And that's about it.
You had a crush on her.
I don't need to know everybody else.
Yeah. David Harbour plays Red Guardian, who's like the Russian Captain America. And the scene where, and they just showed it in like the first, I think, trailer. And you fucking see him in his ridiculous suit, and he's like, "Hey, it still fits." And like,
it fits.
Yeah. And Taskmaster, who was a ridiculous fucking character. So excited to see him on screen.
I'm nervous about Taskmaster because he's
one
of my villains that I think is so smart and different. They're like, well, what do you want to do? Take over the world? Like, no, I'm in it for money. I'll train your henchmen to be the best henchmen in the world, or I'll take out smaller heroes, but I'm not here to like ruin the world. That's stupid and that's risky. I'll get caught. He's like a realist. And I'm like, dude, I like this take on a villain. It's very interesting.
He also has a dope power.
Yeah.
He remembers every move that the people he fights makes. The only person who he cannot fight and know their moves is Deadpool in the comics.
And because that is why I know him. And I read about it. That's an awesome fucking power.
Yeah, right? He fights Captain America. He knows what he's doing. Like before Cap even does it. So he can block it. His sword and his awesome shield that it looks like a fight. And he's got like the Skeletor mask. And in this one, obviously, a little bit different. In the comic books, it's like straight up skeleton face.
It's like the Revenant from Apex.
Yeah, I'm fucking stoked for this movie. So stoked.
I am excited. I will go see it. I go see every movie. I mean, come on. I went and saw it in the Heights. Of course, I'm going to go see Black Widow.
Wow. Did you? Awesome.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Was it
a good movie? An unpopular opinion in this house, it's better than Grease.
Well,
but I don't love Grease, so
I was gonna say, well, let's get back to
with a grain of salt.
Let's get back to opinions that matter. Jordan, what is your number one Marvel movie? Thor Ragnarok, great. Can't be mad at that at all for a second. What is your number one, Jordan?
Mine, similar to Brandon, it's in my top 5 movies of all time. It was the easiest choice to make on this list. It's Black Panther. Always has been.
I knew that would be maybe everybody's number one. I thought I'd get more shit for not having it in my top 5 now.
No, dude, because that's the thing is these movies, dude, they're all so good on different levels where it's like if one doesn't like reciprocate with you, like with a different person, it's like that's fine because you like this other one that's also fucking amazing. So I wasn't gonna give you much shit for it not being on your top 5.
There's a trend in mind. They're more goofy comedies. Black Panther was kind of that one that's like, well, you win. This is where it's at. Full serious, like I said, Killmonger is not a villain. You're absolutely right. His final speech he gives before he dies, because Killmonger's known for being resurrected. I hope they bring that back. His whole thing about bury me in, fucking right. I want to see more shirtless Michael B. Jordan. Who doesn't? Where's the jerseys?
Yeah, seriously. I'll raw dog it. I don't even need jerseys. But his whole speech about bury me in the ocean with my ancestors, because
dude, I know you cried at that. I know you.
You fucking bet your sweet ass I did, like a child.
I like that you own it. That's my favorite. I don't like it's like I don't cry. Like then you feel nothing, bro.
I fucking bawled at that part. Loved everything. Ryan Coogler is one of my favorite directors. He's becoming one of my favorite directors.
Really,
I don't think he's made a bad movie yet. The dude's really fucking good. Very poignant.
I'm gonna look that up because I don't know.
Very poignant in his choice of words, and the message he brought in this superhero movie about real life, real world shit.
Yeah,
amazing. And I love this movie. I will always love this movie. It is for sure top 5 all time. Easily my number 1.
Can I throw out real quick? We talk about good cast with Bradley Cooper playing Rocket Raccoon. This might have the best cast of any Marvel movie. Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, who's award-winning, Angela Bassett, Latita Wright, who plays Shuri, who might be taking up the Black Panther mantle. Winston Duke, who is like a fan favorite of this show, who plays M'Baku. Dude,
gonna threaten to throw the white guy to let his children eat him. Hilarious.
Dude, and by the way, the white guy who has a smaller part's name is Martin Freeman, who's from The Hobbit, who's from a show on Netflix, who's killing it right now called The Stardust.
Sherlock Holmes.
Dude, I love Martin Freeman. He was in Fargo, who plays like the guy who slowly gets corrupted by. Gosh, I can't remember his name.
All right, it's on a Fargo episode.
I'm just saying, anyways, Martin Freeman's amazing in this, and he's like 8th on the cast list. That just shows you how amazing. Forrest Whitaker's on the bottom of this cast list.
And let's just say, Wakanda's got some technology that can fix Forrest Whitaker's eye. Is that why you're taking a break, Ames? You gonna go get that eye fixed?
Hey, man, it's not my fault. I was born this way.
They're gonna put that eye to work.
So lazy.
It's not my fault. I was born this way. The worst part about it, and I feel so terrible, is both of my boys have a lazy eye too. I'm like, no.
Well, bring them too to Wakanda. Trust me,
dude. You are in good.
You'll have the greatest vision ever.
You know what? You are absolutely right. I've never thought about this. This is mind blowing. They fixed the guy's fucking back. He was shot in the spine and
an arm.
Forrest Whitaker's eye.
Yeah.
Shit.
Dude, don't worry. I can get you in, bro. I got you. Don't you worry.
Oh, the reveal of him, how he's like, he's just a badass. And then he's like, and here I thought Claw's like, I thought you were just some fucking young punk. And he shows him the fucking lip. I was like, oh, shit. Bitch, it's about to go down. And he just whoops Black Panther's ass. That fight scene in the waterfall on the cliffside.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
so
badass.
Fucking love that movie.
I like this too. They're like, he's got superpowers, all this different stuff. It's like, yeah, but when you fight, you take that shit away. You got to earn this mantle, bro. You can't just be Iron Man with the suit. Iron Man, you better learn how to throw a punch, bro. Because if you have to fight for Iron Man shit, apparently you fight naked. So be ready on Wakanda.
Yeah, seriously.
Handle your shit.
Yeah, I loved that movie. Like I said, the messages they brought across that were like real world messages in the shit that we're facing today.
Not in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
It was Thor Ragnarok was brilliant because it was funny and it changed the characters. Chris Hemsworth was tired of playing Thor. Loki is one of my favorites now, especially with the show. But Wakanda, before there was riots, asked for equality. And they're like, oh yeah, they're right. We should be getting a little bit of that. Prolific, pretty neat. They called it right before it.
It's true.
What's your number one?
My number one is, I was bounced around for a little bit. Thor Ragnarok was definitely on my list. You already mentioned it. And I talked about this in length with my nerdy friend Nick. And I said, I think Avengers Endgame is the best. And he said, you're wrong. The first Avengers is, and I talked for a long time, and eventually we agreed. The first one's the best, and not Avengers, the first movie, the first one that introduced Thanos. Avengers.
It's called Infinity War.
I'm getting there.
It's going to be your best. Jesus.
My bad. So I love him.
My favorite Marvel movie. What's it called again? Oh my god!
Just give me a second. I didn't.
Not the first one.
I didn't attack you for Into the Heights, which is clearly not as good as Grease. Who cares?
Yeah. Obviously, I had eyes. I was singing along to that. And I didn't even know the words.
Didn't even know the words.
Yeah.
I would hate to see that movie with you.
So I told you that I'm gonna go this way. Just makes up his own.
I got ice cream cone because it's hot.
I bet you do sing that one in Arizona.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I love the first one more for a couple reasons. One, all the bad guys show up. You don't know who they are. They start whooping ass. The telekinesis guy who's throwing rocks at people. Doctor Strange working. Dude, all of the villains all had good parts. Vision, they're trying to surgically remove the thing from his brain without killing him. He sneaks in to kill people. Captain America coming back to fight this big force that's there. The shield wall with the aliens that are killing themselves to go through, so now you know what you're facing.
That epic ass entrance by Thor that I'm sure made Eames cry.
It was not quite, but it was pretty epic.
What the fuck, man? That made me cry.
The Captain America reveal, I was losing my shit in the theater because you just see it a little bit, and then once the train goes by and Proxima Midnight throws that fucking spear as hard as she can, he's just like, "Boom, bitch! What's up?" I was like, "Fucking let's go!" I was so hyped.
Dude, by the way, Scarlet Witch,
one of my favorites.
That's not who you should attack. Those two, those are pretty strong ones.
Vision. I love this movie. They made Vision a bitch in this movie.
Right?
Okay. I get that he got stabbed unknowingly in the back, but you made him.
We all have. Ian's leaving us.
Pussy in this movie. And I'm just like watching, although I saw a thing and I've shared it on my Facebook before. It's like Scarlet Witch is hands down the most powerful Avenger. She held back Thanos all while trying to pull the Infinity Stone from her boyfriend's head to try and save the world.
Yeah.
While successfully holding back Thanos, in tears, having a fucking mental breakdown.
If you don't think she's as strong, let's go watch WandaVision. Jesus.
Yeah. Fucking serious.
I love this movie for a couple of reasons. You kind of heard about Thanos a lot and it's different culture and stuff, but he shows up on Thor's ship and he starts whooping ass after Thor Ragnarok.
Not a great way to transition from Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Get really beat it.
Fuck, man.
When he manhandles the strongest Avenger in a heartbeat.
Oh God. In a literal God.
In a punching match. Not even I'm gonna outsmart him. I'm not gonna use my power glove. He goes, I'm gonna beat, and the guy goes, no, let him fight. He needs his fun.
He's like Neo at the end of the Matrix, just one hand fucking whooping ass.
When he fucking blocks him, punches him, knees him in the face, picks him up and slams him, I was like, holy shit. And yeah, you get Cole Obsidian, you've got Corvus Glaive, Proxima Midnight, and Ebony Maw. They're the Black Order. They're like his generals. You don't hear them talk much. They're more like the big bad guys. You hear Thanos's monologue about "I know what it's like to lose," and his whole because he was a deviant. Well, he had the deviant strain. He was a celestial born with the deviant strain, so he was very cast out in his family, and he was treated like shit. And so, like his whole right, his whole spiel about "I know what it's like to lose, I know the feeling," and just whoops their fucking ass 8 ways from Sunday was great.
Dude, Josh Brolin,
Star-Lord and Thor and their relationship in that one, fucking great.
That's the second.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're in charge here.
He's like, everyone knows who the captain is.
Of course you do. Of course, they know who's in charge.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm so excited because from everything I've heard, is Thor's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and play a pretty prominent role.
I heard they were going to call it the As Guardians of the Galaxy.
I heard about this, and I hope that's the case.
And I don't even care what they do. I'm going to go see them both.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's the other one we'll talk about. Fucking, if we were talking about things that I cried at, Heimdall dying.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about Fresh Prince.
When Loki dies.
Why don't he like me? Why don't he love me?
Bawling. That line, his whole "you will never be a god," was off script. Tom Hiddleston threw that in there, and the director loved it so much. He's like, yeah.
You said when Heimdall died, you meant Loki, right?
No. He said both. These are ears.
Because Loki, who has been, a thorn in Thor's side since he was born, basically. Okay. He's been a Thor in his side. He turns around in Thor Ragnarok when they're sitting there talking, and he's like, "I loved you. Like, why couldn't we work it out or whatever?" And then he like turns and he's like, "Well, I mean, I know something about Earth," and he tries to fucking stab him, and I was just like, "Oh my god, if fucking Loki dies," and he died, and I'm just like, I can't watch this,
dude. Which sets up the Loki show so perfectly because you're like, wait, Tom Hiddleston is a goddamn gem, and you broke his neck to start the two-parter. Yeah. So you're like, wow. So when that's one reason why I love them both so much, and it's very close. But the first one with all the bad guys winning, so that means when a little victory happens for the good guys, it's gigantic, right? When they kill Ebony Maw by blowing up the glass, like, you see that Aliens movie? I have an idea.
Yeah.
When they blow it up and kill him, big deal. That guy was so dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His little crystalline knives when he's gonna torture fucking is it Doctor Strange, I believe? Yeah,
Doctor Strange. He's got the thing in his amulet and he's got a spell on he can't open. He's like, well, I'll get you to say the words. I'll just torture you till you speak them. It's no big deal to me.
Yeah. Fucking killer. And Ebony Maw was a badass. He fucking glides across New York on a fucking tornado of rocks. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Rejoice. Anytime someone comes to me and is like, be happy, you're slaves now. We control everything. It's easy. You're like, I don't know, bro. You need a better speech.
Thanos' creepy preacher. Like, yeah, so good. So good.
His Major Domo.
Yeah, for real.
But that's my favorite, and I love it because every superhero movie is black and white scripted. The good guy beats the bad guy, so the good guy can have another issue that starts next week. What happens in this movie? Good guys didn't win. You know what happened? Credits rolled. You should have aimed for the head. Bad guy won. And then it ended, and you're like, wait, what? And then everybody got up and left. No credit scene at the end of it. And I go, yeah, this is my favorite. I remember thinking,
I do love a tragic ending because it's unexpected.
Yeah.
You get happy endings all the time. I love that you get it. Like Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, spoiler alert. It shows them all die. And I absolutely fucking loved it.
Yeah.
So I love that it ended with a non-happy ending, but it was also kind of expected.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't, especially because everyone knew it was a two-parter going in. It was
he hit him. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck are they gonna? Oh, there. Okay. Oh, all right. All right. There it is.
Right. I was like, how are they going to do the second? You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You just snapped everyone away.
That's on me, guys. It's on me. Sorry. My bad.
Seriously. Infinity War was one of my honorable mentions, as well as Endgame, that little 2-part series, because both fucking amazing movies. The perfect cap to this 10-year journey that we were on. They couldn't have done it better. I'll say it.
It's the highest movie of all time.
Yeah. Fucking fuck you, Avatar. James Cameron. You piece of
James
shit.
Cameron and Avatar. I'll still go watch your second and third if you ever decide to release them, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I'll take my money, please. Thank you.
James Cameron.
Yeah, you probably will.
Fuck Avatar. I'll never watch it again. Dog. But I also had Civil War because I love Captain America.
I had Civil War as an honorable mention.
Also an amazing movie.
Yeah,
it is.
So those were my 2 honorable mentions outside of the rest of the MCU, but it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys,
that's fucking tough.
Which one?
I was going to say, if we're wrong, if you guys are like, this is not the correct list at all, you done messed up, Ron, go ahead and comment what your list is and have our people attack you, which happened on my TikTok, which made me laugh earlier. Go ahead and comment your list, say what's wrong about it or what's right about it, and we'll see how correct you are. And you know what? You might be right. We might be wrong, but I want to see it. I'm curious. We'll comment. We'll look at it.
I'm definitely not wrong. Just throwing that out there.
That's weird because I'm right. So Thor Ragnarok is the best.
It's awkward, Turtle.
I ain't mad at anybody's fucking answers, to be honest.
It's top 5.
Awesome.
Maybe except Doctor Strange is the only one that kind of bothers me. But I'm not surprised.
Dude,
I don't mind it in the top 5.
To me, I just. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Give a special shot. You knew it was coming. To my PlayStation 5 sitting over here.
Yeah.
Not leaving, so it deserves the shot.
All right. Well, that's harsh towards our guy.
No, that's on brand.
We'll see you again soon-ish. Either as a guest or as a host, because we love doing nerdy shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll get a movie review for Black Widow from our guy. And like most movies like Infinity War and Endgame, we'll be sad to see you going, buddy. But take care. We've always appreciated you, and we hope to have you back soon.
Yeah, thanks for letting me on in the first place, guys. I really appreciate it. This shit's been mad fun. I will be back for sure, but I really do appreciate it. This has been awesome. So thank you, guys.
Cheers. Thank you, guys. Take care, and we will see you next week. Awesome possum. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.